Does Lars Von Trier suck? Is he a genius? Let me know your opinion because I'm actually very interested. If you're not a cinephile and if you are American, then it is likely you don't know who the hell he is. And in my opinion, you're better off for that. Lars Von Trier is a Danish filmmaker known for his provocative, boundary-pushing films. Now, I first heard of this guy when I took a brief film course at the University of Toronto, where they talked about his Dogma 95. I don't know why it says 25 in that picture. Okay, so the Dogma 95 manifesto, it aimed to strip cinema of artificial production techniques by adhering to strict rules known as the vow of chastity. These rules included using handheld cameras, shooting on location with natural light, and avoiding special effects, genre conventions, and post-production enhancements. The goal was to create raw, authentic storytelling focused on characters and emotions rather than spec. So I agree with all of that. It sounds lovely. Then, when I was 32, my friend suggested that I watch a movie called Antichrist. He wanted me to watch it because he doesn't like horror movies, and he said I should check it out because it was supposed to be good. This would have been around 2009, so I rented it from the video store. It just so happened that I met a girl, a very attractive girl, at a bar that night, and she came back to my home, which of course that's what used to happen in the old days before Me Too and all that. And she was telling me all about how she was a feminist and she hated men, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, you're hot, you know, I don't really care. So I says to her, let's watch this movie called Antichrist. Apparently it's amazing. So we watched it. So it's starring Willem Dafoe and some European actress that I've never heard of. So they go, the two people, the couple, go to a cabin in the woods, and they have a lot of sex. And I think it's real sex because it looks really real. And there's all this like symbolism and crap in the woods, like, you know, symbols and stuff, literal symbols, like, you know, stars and different shapes and stuff. So she starts to go crazy. So then naturally she takes a block of wood, and like a big block of wood, and she just starts smashing Willem Dafoe's penis. Like just smashes the crap out of it. And then after that, she starts jerking the penis off until it comes blood. Then she takes a pair of scissors and cuts off her clitoris. And the rest of the movie, I don't know what the hell happens. It's all just a mess. I think there's like a deer or something. There's all this like supposed depth to it, but I didn't see any depth. But when Willem Dafoe's penis gets smashed, the girl who I had just met was like so happy. She's like, that's great, that's the best thing I've ever seen, because as I said, she hates men. And I'm like, oh god, after the movie I'm like, I'm afraid to go to sleep with you beside me. I'm afraid you're gonna smash my penis or something. So after seeing this movie, I decided that I'd never watch another Lars Von Trier movie. I decided that if somebody makes a movie that is that bad, they don't deserve a second chance. My question would be, I don't know, has he made good movies? But, because I mean, even if he has, it doesn't really matter to me, just because when you make a movie that bad, you don't deserve to have any of your films seen again. And how good could they be if you were able to make something as awful as Antichrist? Antichrist made me think, maybe you should judge an artist based on their worst work. Like if you take Johann Sebastian Bach, okay? He's considered to be the best composer who ever lived. But he's also the most consistent composer who ever lived. He never makes mistakes in even his worst piece of music. There's no mistakes. You take his worst piece of music and it's better than most people's best. Right, so after seeing Antichrist, I decided I'll never see another movie by him, and I hate him. He's horrible. And then he came out with some movie which I think was called Melancholia, starring Kirsten Dunst. And this is what happened at one of the pressers, I don't know what you call them, press junkets, at one of the film festivals.
But anyway, I know I really wanted to be a Jew, and then I found out that I was really a Nazi, you know, because my family was German, Hartmann, which also gave me some pleasure. So I'm kind of a, yeah.
Sir,
what can I say? I understand Hitler, but I think he did some wrong things. Yes, absolutely. But I can see him sitting in his bunker in the end. But there will come a point at the end of this. There will come. I will. No, I'm just saying that I think I understand the man. He's not what you would call a good guy, but I understand much about him, and I sympathize with him a little bit. Yes, but come on, I'm not for the Second World War, and I'm not against Jews. Susanne Bier is. No, not even Susanne Bier. That was also a joke. I am, of course, very much for Jews. No, not too much, because Israel is a pain in the ass. But still, how can I get out of this sentence?
Now, you can argue that this was a gaffe, and he did a run-on sentence, and he didn't mean half the things he said, and he doesn't have social skills. He doesn't know how to speak in public, and that's all fine and good, but then don't speak in public. And also, I see him trying in that little interview. I see him trying to be provocative, and it not working. And I was like, you know, this is the same as Antichrist. He's trying to be provocative. He's trying to be shocking, and it's certainly not working on me. Maybe it's working on other people. So you tell me if my experience with Lars Von Trier is representative of his entire body of work, or does he actually have talent? Does he actually have thoughts in his brain?